you, and then I'll share with everyone. By the way, if you guys don't notice, I'm actually in a pretty good mood today. It was super cold. I went out there today to try to, obviously when I go to pick up eggs from the chicken hoop, when I went there I was like, it's way too cold, and I'm like, I'll clear the snow tomorrow, but it looks like my neighbor came over and took care of it, so I have to thank him right after this tutorial. Okay, on to the show. Show you the intro, 3D Skewb optimization guide, and then so as you can see, this is what the puzzle is supposed to look like. It's a bunch of cubes, and then as you can see, it's a variation of the Rubik's Cube. So excuse me, just a little drink of water. As you can see, it did not work yesterday, but we actually got it to work today after optimizing it, making it so fast as well, using less code. So the purpose of this type of tutorials is to show you that that when you see those clickbait articles or videos saying, oh, you don't need programmers anymore, you don't need any creative people anymore, you don't need artists, video artists, any of those, AI can take care of that. Clearly that's not true. They are not just exaggerating, they are completely, they're outright lying. So as I said, you still need humans to optimize code, to do things what exactly want, instead of what I'm saying is you do need creative minds, is what I'm saying. AI will never be creative. Okay, so some of the things we did here, it removed many redundant parts. We cleaned up the code, as I said, for a better management for your use case. So the first change we did was memory management. So if you guys don't know, is that JavaScript is a fantastic programming language, but it can be, if you're not careful, you can add a lot of craft, and that will slow down your system. So I always tell people this. There's one time when I was making a game. I think it's about maybe 15 years ago. Yeah, it's actually 2009. I was making a game. I made it in JavaScript. There was one part. It was for the logic part. When I found it on Wikipedia, this logic was by professors who long retired. It was kind of a bounding box type of logic. So you can use it for different things, like maybe the bad guys or something. Like if the bad guy hits you up here or here, stuff like that. So I was using it for my game, which was the what's that? Checkers. It was a checkers game. So it's a very, very simple algorithm. So when I ran it, I think I tested out in PHP. It ran okay. I was like, okay, fine. So then because I was more comfortable with PHP. So when I did it in JavaScript, it was almost copy paste because they're scripting type languages. So I ran it, then it crashed my computer. I'm thinking, what is going on here? So I'm thinking, what in the world is going on here? I'm like, it's supposed to be fast because I timed it in PHP. As I said, it was reasonably fast. I think it ran under 300 milliseconds. I'm like, that's fine. I'm like, okay, if it takes maybe a minute on JavaScript, so and it was always crashing. So what I did was, I took that same code as is, and I ran it as C. Yes, you heard me right, C. It was blazing fast. And that's when I decided to actually, when I make my games for Android, what I do is I write all the logic using C programming language. The reason I'm telling you this is that if you're not careful with JavaScript, you have a bunch of memory issues. So basically, this prevents the browser from creating unnecessary data. Your CPU will stay cool while running simulations. You can render on demand strategy. I also implemented a strategy to demand strategy, meaning the GPU only works when the puzzle moves. So that will save you, especially most of you watching this video will probably have laptops. It's been a while now where laptops and obviously tablets and phones are the most popular computing devices. So taking care of battery life is very, very important. That's another reason I was trying to say is that AI doesn't think things like that. It just cares about getting things done as quickly as possible. What I'm saying is that it's not optimized. And of course, we made the user interface very responsive, more responsive. To be fair, it was a little bit responsive before, but it wasn't working, so we kind of couldn't really tell. So advanced rotation math for the puzzles. We also used unique corner turning rotation math. We use vector dot products to find the pieces. The mathematical approach is cleaner than nested loops, so we cut down a lot of code as well. Ensures accurate 120-degree rotations every time. I also capped the pixel ratio for the screens. High resolution monitors would not lag during play. So again, that will also benefit people who have lower res or smaller screens, especially on devices. For example, a phone, even a mid-range phone like this one, you see the screen is very big, so the more it's on and the more it's working, it's going to get warm, and that's also not good. So optimize it as well. And they were standardizing the visual logic. So standardizing the colors makes the solve state very clear. You can now track every move with precision. So the code below shows optimized rotation logic. So if you want to take a look at it, you can simply just expand this and then copy paste to the code that was generated yesterday. Or if you also run your own local AI, you can just simply take a look here and that should take care of it. So Supreme DZ says review my portfolio. Okay, how can I review a portfolio if you don't actually put your URL or something? How am I supposed to view it? All right, and then modern browsers can handle these calculations easily. So it's another thing I do. I have always fought, because a lot of people will tell you that, oh no, you need to support older browsers, and I always say, no, that's not true. People should really update. I'm not saying you have to have the latest, greatest, because I'm using Fedora. It was pretty up to date. I'm just saying that it should be reasonably. My point is that why would I need to support a browser that's 10 years old because the manufacturer, hint, Microsoft Internet Explorer decides never to update it? No, that's wrong. You should. That's my personal use, because what happens is you have to come up with all these workarounds, and when they finally update it, everything will break. Not worth it. They should follow standards. That's my take on that. Proper event listeners handle the window resizing events. The camera updates instantly without stretching the image. That's also important. Import maps to keep our project files tidy. We load the Three.js directly from a fast CDN. That was the same as before, except it didn't work. And then you can test your code in Firefox or Chromium. Obviously, in Fedora, obviously you can use proprietary browsers if you want as well. That's your use case. So I'm using the LibreOffice. So LibreOffice, the WebGL is kind of constrained. So as you can see here, that's what you cannot see. But if you use a different browser, like say a Chromium-based browser or Firefox or something like that, that doesn't have any restrictions, you'll be able to see it here. Here are the screenshots. As you can see, it does work. This was comparing it to the one that was AI generated. You can see it didn't work, and this is the one that actually does work. And we're live, and I'm going to stop it right here, and then I'll show you the code. So this is this was a code from yesterday's tutorial, and this is sorry, I apologize. This code here, index.html, this was from the code that was generated using the same model, the LLM yesterday, and that was used for the article. And then this one, index2.html, that was one that was generated yesterday, but it also did not work. So these two are basically the same thing. And then this is the optimized one. This optimized is based on this index.html, so following the article. So that's what you saw in the screenshot. So this is the one we're going to open up. So I'm going to, I don't think it's going to work here. I'll probably need a Chromium browser. So yeah, first I'll try it here. I don't know if it will work. Let's see if it does work. Yeah, it doesn't work. So I need to open up in a Chromium based browser. That's what I'm going to do here. Open up the Chromium based browser. Okay, put it up here. Oh man, I'm so happy that it was so cold. Oh. When I went out, it was like minus 19 degrees, but it was like felt much colder because I could feel it everywhere. So just drag it in here. There we go. Now you can see it says press keys 1, 2, 3, or 4 to rotate the corners. So for example, I'm just going to press the 1 key. Oops, wrong place here. Escape. I'm going to here. Press the 1 key. You see 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And obviously using the mouse, or if it was a touch screen, I could simply rotate it as well. So 3, 2, 1, 4. 3, 2, 1, 4. So that's basically the cube. I said it's a variation of the Rubik's cube. So it's called a Skewb. So this is the puzzle. If you guys like this type of puzzle, let me know. I can do more of them, and especially put them up on the website. Right now there's only the fitness calculator, but I can probably put some of these stuff. You guys can fool around with them on the website, and the code is already there. So as you can see here, much more smoother. So you see that, there we go. I'm using actually a trackball mouse, and the trackball mouse is really fast. So as you can see, it does keep up very nice and smooth, very light as well. And this is using the integrated graphics. So this is the, okay, what is it here? Promote AI chatbots. The same people who always annoy me from I guess Kick. The same two people from Kick always. Always the same two people from Kick. All right, I might have to turn off what do you call it, live chat and Kick. So all right, so that's basically the tutorial. See, I won't waste too much of your time, so let's finish up here. I'll put this here in case you guys want to see it. Okay, if you want to go to the left, what is going on here? All right, you can stay there. All right, why can't I grab this? Okay, whatever. All right, so let's finish this tutorial up. As I said before, so if you want to take your skills further, I have books on Amazon. You can search for Edward Ojambo, or the link is also listed in the description. I have courses on ojamboshop.com. The link is also in the description. And if you need one-on-one tutorials, you can contact me on ojambo.com/contact, or you can contact me at ojamboservices.com/contact. Oh, speaking of ojambo.com, as you can see, I did do a little refresh. I also did a refresh on ojamboservices.com. If it's not too cold tonight, I might actually go over both some of the changes on both websites. And I also have some resources. So I do have, I haven't written anything in a while, but I do have this novelette. It's Algorithmic Serpent. It's by me, Edward Ojambo, and it's about an AI scientist who creates an AI system and loses his mind, so he has to regain control of his mind. So this is the paperback version. There's also an ebook version. I'll come back to ebooks in a second. It's a psychological thriller. Pick it up if you have the means. It's very affordable. It's mostly at cost. My greatest one is this Recession Business Blueprint, and it's a guide to help you start a business during a recession. We're in recession right now, so this will help you whether you need to research business topics, whether you need to research the location you want to run the business, or maybe the type of clients you want to get, or customers, where you want to run the business, how to budget, and much more. All of that is in the Recession Business Blueprint. In fact, I do have a article, a short video, and I did actually go, I don't know if it was live. Yeah, it was live. I believe I have a live video as well, where I went over how I created the book. So that's all on the channel as well. You can look for the Recession Business Blueprint. Okay, and I think I also did the same for the Algorithmic Serpent. Yes, I did. So if you know more about me, I have a blog for every article I run on ojambo.com. I'm a programmer or software engineer. I'm also an author, so my book page on Amazon. And if you need support for consultation services, ojamboservices.com. And if you're ready to learn, ojamboshop.com for the online courses. Here's a comment form. It stays up 14 days after the article goes live. So you can, for example, this one for today, you can talk about the optimizations I did for this puzzle. You can talk about It's barely related to the AI model. That's perfectly fine for this case. And I said if you like this or you don't, perfectly fine for the comment form. And the best way to contact me is to use the contact forms or jambo.com/contact or jamboservices.com/contact and or jamboshop.com/contact. And if you want to follow me, the channels Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, YouTube, Kick, and Twitch, which I live stream to every single day. Quick reminder that you should subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments, because the more people subscribe, the more this content gets pushed out to more viewers. Those viewers can join this growing community. They post their tips and tricks, or they post a request, which I'll review, and then I'll share with everyone. I'd like to thank everybody who subscribed so far last month. And this month we are actually doing another pretty big amount of welcoming a bunch of new subscribers. So keep it up. Thank you very much. And we'll also go to the outro, scroll back up, and I will, if you want to find out what's upcoming, as you can see, just go to the watch menu, lifestyle menu. You can see we just finished this tutorial. So tomorrow we're going to actually use that tiny text encoder for the WAN models, WAN 2.1 and WAN 2.2. And don't worry, I got you guys covered. We're going to use stable-diffusion because you don't need to install any Python packages. You heard me right, no Python. It's just a C++ application. There's also binaries, so you can simply download and start, obviously just download the model, and you can start generating images and videos, and you'll see that tomorrow. All right, even on your CPU. So, and after that, we will install this Nakama. It's a multiplayer game server, and we attempt to put it on a Raspberry Pi Zero W. And then after that, we're going to do a beginner introduction to Godot 4.61, I believe it is. It might be 4.62 by the time we actually get to it. And then after that, we're going to use Apache Guacamole, which is a desktop, like a desktop sharing application, but with a twist. It works in your browser, so you don't need to install anything. So meaning you can run it anywhere. So that's a fantastic thing, and I'll show you how to run that as well. And there's a bunch of stuff upcoming. This only shows 5, but there's a bunch. So as I was saying, kind of fun here. Right now, there's only the fitness calculator, but I think I should start putting some games, especially like the Rubik's Cube and some other puzzles. If you guys like that, let me know. I can add some more things in here. And then these are all the articles. These are all the categories. So as you can see, I do artificial intelligence, tips and tricks, Blender stuff, Blender Python, business stuff, reviews, learning. I haven't done, actually, you guys learn all the time. You guys don't like the programming, so I might have to remove this. Python, obviously, that's right now, it's just the Blender, Python, HTML5, we do a lot of stuff like that. For example, this one is HTML5. And frameworks, this means stuff like game editors. Before it also meant PHP frameworks, but right now it's just games, like game engines. Code editors. This one I still did. I think I did one recently on Vim. So yeah, this one is still there as well. So updated. All right, and let me see how much time is it now. So as I said, I did a refresh of jambo.com. I also did a refresh of jamboservices.com as well. As you can see, I did the local one and I pushed it up. So it's my first time showing it. So here's the Jambo services. I did change it up a bit, as you can see here. So it is, there we go. All right, so with that said, I will so I don't think, except for Supreme DZ, Supreme didn't actually go any further. It says review my portfolio, but didn't put anything else. So with that said, I think I will end this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. I said it's supposed to get even colder tonight, so I don't think I'll do a night stream. I'll probably, even tomorrow night is supposed to be cold as well, but if it stays okay, I might, but I'm not even sure. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Bye now.